karma, William and Kate to take hard punch at Sussex in both US and UK, burning Montecito in big frenzy. It's become apparent that Meghan and Harry will never be happy, which is why they're constantly complaining. They're entitled and spoiled individuals who forget that there are people who would absolutely love to live in a $14 million mansion and go to some of the most beautiful places on earth in a gas-guzzling private jet. The only reason Harry is even speaking out is that his and Meg's attempts to be half in, half out of the monarchy were knocked down. Last month, in the wake of the Queen's death, Prince William cancelled his appearance at the Earthshot Prize Innovation Summit taking place in New York. Though the purpose of William's intended visit was clear, several columnists suggested it was organised in a bid to quell Harry and Meghan's perceived prominence in the US. According to some, their allegations of poor treatment by the institution of monarchy has resulted in waning popularity for William and Kate. Still, they forget the US is a massive country with issues of its own. The average American has zero knowledge of said rift. Nor do they care. Instead, the Windsors afford a touch of sparkle and an appealing distraction from the endless cycle of bad news. Nonetheless, royal angst is a lucrative business, as in the assertion of the United States only has room for one noteworthy pair. Now that Prince Charles has levelled up to King Charles, everyone's been assuming that he'd move into Buckingham Palace. Oh, and that Prince William and Kate Middleton would move into Windsor Castle. Prince and Princess of Wales have just settled to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor with their 3 children, George, Charlotte and Louis. However, the family of 5 is expected to move to Windsor Castle in the future. The eventual move by the Waleses will be seen as their final swipe at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who allegedly wanted a suite of apartments in the castle after they got married. Royal correspondents Christina Garibaldi and Christine Ross also talked about Prince William and Middleton's eventual move to Windsor. They believed that it would happen in the future. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex reportedly approached Queen Elizabeth after their 2018 royal wedding. They wanted a bigger space for their growing family. The cottage was a big deal. The Queen's entrance into the gardens is right next to their cottage. It's essentially her backyard, her solitude and her privacy. She was giving that up in gifting Harry and Meghan Frogmore Cottage. Part of me wonders if Meghan constantly evaluating what Prince William and Catherine had versus what she was offered is what initially instigated the Windsor Castle pursuits. It is clear that Meghan wants to be seen as a princess, and a princess needs a castle. Windsor Castle had always been a sacred escape for Queen Elizabeth, and based on the amount of drama that the Sussexes had caused in such a short amount of time, I don't think the Queen wanted them right under her nose. Charles doesn't want to move into Buckingham Palace until it's undergone a £369 million renovation, and instead he's just using it as the world's biggest office while he and Queen Camilla live at Clarence House. This marks a huge shift from Queen Elizabeth, who spent the week in Buckingham Palace and weekends in Windsor, but thanks to King Charles wanting to stay at Clarence House, both properties are just sitting there. Which brings us to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. A source noted that a vacant Windsor Castle opens the prospect of Prince Harry and Meghan moving there, should they decide to return to the UK. I mean, this seems slightly unlikely considering they already have Frogmore Cottage, which is on Windsor grounds, but apparently these two were previously disappointed not to move into Windsor Castle after their wedding.